The Chief Registrar of the Court of Appeal, Umar Bangari, has declared air on the controversy surrounding the judgment delivered by the court on the Kano governorship election dispute. In reaction, Bangari said that what happened in the judgment body was a typographical error that did not in any way invalidate or change the findings and conclusion of the court. The Chief Registrar assured Nigerians that the error would be rectified once parties in the matter file formal application to that effect. He cited Order 23, Rule 4 of the Court of Appeal Handbook, which empowered the court to correct any clerical error once detected by the court or any of the parties in the matter. He insisted that, contrary to insinuations, the judgment of the court remained valid. And in the meantime, the National Working Committee of the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, has called on the National Judicial Council, NJC, to investigate the contradictions contained in the judgment of the Court of Appeal regarding Kano State governorship election. The party claimed the certified true copies of the appellate court judgment favored its candidate, Abba Yusuf, as against the oral one delivered by the panel of justices. It also insists that the NNPP governorship candidate was a registered member of the party as at the time of the election. Trust TV's Shafiul Suleiman has more.
The appeal court judgment delivered on the 18th of this month affirmed the verdict of the Kano governorship election petition tribunal, which sacked the NNPP governor Abba Yusuf. But ever since the verdict, there has been one drama or the other, which has been heightened by the release of the certified true copy of the judgment. The NNPP NWC says the certified true copy of the appeal court judgment it obtained is in favor of its candidate Abba Yusuf. And this is why it is approaching the Supreme Court.
At page 67 of the extant judgment, in its conclusive findings, held inter alia, 1. This is the submission of the justice who read the judgment. In the circumstances, I resolve all the issues in favor of the appellant. And who is the appellant in this case? Engineer Yusuf Abakabru.
The NNPP is also calling on the National Judicial Council, NJC, to investigate the judgment controversy. Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress, APC, says it is yet to get certified true copy of the judgment to verify the NNPP's claim of contradiction. The APC candidate in the Kano governorship election, Nasarawa, was affirmed by the appellate court as the authentic winner of the poll.
Anyone who reads the judgment from page 1 all the way to page 72 of the judgment, you will agree that most certainly that assertion, those words, instead of upholding the judgment of the lower court, it says setting aside. The judgment of the tribunal was definitely a typo. So I don't think the explanation needs to come from us, but for us, we can only render our own perspective as a party.
The New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, is also insisting that Abba Yusuf, as its bona fide registered member in Kano, have been certified all processes at his Charanchi ward of Gwale local government area to contest the election. The Court of Appeal is yet to respond to the emergence of the purported certified true copy of its judgment on Kano governorship election, which has gone viral on the social media. Shafiul Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Still on the Kano governorship election adjudication, some supporters of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, have hit the street in solidarity march, demanding for justice regarding the appeal court certified true copy of its judgment in Kano. The supporters who attended a special prayer session at Filin Mahaha took to the street in a procession asking for justice to be served on the matter. The supporters say all they are asking for is justice and fairness from the judges and all stakeholders concerned. Meanwhile, police dispersed the protesters with tear gas.
I am calling on Nigerian judges and lawyers. We are Nigerians. We are from Kano State. We love Rabiu Musa Konkoso because he loves us. We love Abba Yusuf because he loves us. We are not going to stand by for these people to launch this injustice upon us. We don't have anybody We don't have lawmakers. We don't have members of House of Representatives. We don't have senators. We only have God. We are calling on them to ensure that justice reigns.
And to some developing stories now, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has affirmed the election of Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule. The appellate court also set aside the October 2nd judgment of the Nasarawa State Election Petitions Tribunal that sacked All Progressives Congress APC Sule and declared David Ombugadu, candidate of the People's Democratic Party PDP, as winner of the governorship election. Delivering judgment, the three-member panel led by Justice Uchechukwu Onyemenam held that the tribunal erred in law in concluding that Governor Sule did not win majority of the votes cast in the election. The court further held that the governor was denied fair hearing. And away from politics now to security, troops of Operation Wellstroke have rescued 5 children who were stolen from Shendam in Plateau State. The children were being trafficked to Abuja en route a motor park in Lafia town of Nasarawa State. The soldiers also apprehended a teenage trafficker in custody of the children, who are all below age 5. Force Commander of OPWS, Major General Sunday Igbinowahia, who paraded the suspect on Wednesday alongside the rescued children at the OPWS headquarters at the Nigerian Air Force Tactical Command in Makudi, said the main culprit escaped during the raid. He said the 17-year-old suspect, Samuel Otu, an indigene of Akwa Ibom State, whose duty it was to arrange the children for a woman, Tina Nkechi, who lives in Abuja, was about to transport them when the soldiers clamped down on him.
On 20th November 2023, at about 20 hours, our troops of Sector 3, who are deployed in Nasarawa State, arrested one Mr. Samuel Otu. He was arrested with his children behind him, 5 underage children comprising 2 boys and 3 girls at Transit Park in Lafia town in Lafia local government area of Nasarawa State. The suspect confessed that the children were stolen from their parents at Angwar Kabir village in Shendam local government area of Plateau State, and were to be moved to Abuja to be kept under the care of Mrs. Tina Nkechi.
Now, still on security, 2 persons were feared killed when bandits attacked Kaura Namoda town, the headquarters of Kaura Namoda local government area of Zamfara State. According to an eyewitness, the bandits invaded the town around 9 p.m. on Tuesday, shooting sporadically, forcing residents to scamper for safety. A resident of Kaura Namoda town said 2 persons were killed during the attack, including a female student who unfortunately was on her way to Islamia school, as at the time he said troops of Operation Hadarin Daji deployed to the town engaged the bandits in a gun duel and forced them to flee the town. Police authorities in the state were yet to comment on the latest attack. Worried by the recent rise in kidnappings in the nation's capital, the Senate has called on the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, to revisit the failed $500 million contract awarded in 2009 for the installation of CCTV cameras in Abuja and its environment. The Senate also wants the executive to install CCTV cameras in strategic locations across the 36 states to forestall incidences of kidnapping and other criminal activities across the country. Take a look at the report.
These resolutions, among others, were reached during Wednesday's plenary following a debate on a motion presented on the floor by the senator representing Delta North, Ned Nwoko. In his lead debate, Nwoko expressed concern over the kidnapping incident in Galadimao area of Abuja, where 19 people were forcefully taken from their homes, including his senior legislative aide, Chris Agidi. He further noted that out of the 19 individuals kidnapped, 12 are feared dead, while efforts to ascertain the well-being of the remaining 7 victims are ongoing.
Deeply worried that the failure to urgently address the kidnapping crisis in Nigeria, especially in FCT could result in social unrest, loss of confidence in governance, humanitarian toll, economic decline, increased insecurity, and potential international implications, all of which could profoundly impact the nation's stability, prosperity, and international standing.
Contributing to the debate, Senators Enyi Naya Abaribe and Adamu Alero noted that the security situation in Abuja has hit an all-time high as most people can no longer sleep in their homes for fear of being attacked.
So many citizens no longer sleep in their homes. They run into town and go back during the day. So there's something very, very serious going on in around the Federal Capital Territory. No matter what we say, this is the capital territory of Nigeria. If there's anywhere that's going to be seen as very secure, this ought to be the most secure place in Nigeria. Now that it seems that the same lackadaisical attitude to security is being taken to, all of us are at risk.
Mr. President, FCT is home for everybody. That's why everybody is now coming into FCT to stay because of relative security compared to other places in the 36 states of the Federation. This is the seat of government. This is where the diplomats are staying. It is embarrassing. It's a national shame and disgrace for us to have this kind of thing. So the security agent must be up to task, and we must ginger them to do the needful.
The Senate leadership therefore called on the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, to increase patrol around the FCT and other parts of the country to curb the worrisome trend.
Still in the National Assembly, the House of Representatives on Wednesday lamented that the nation's primary health care is yet to develop to the extent of giving citizens access to quality, affordable and equitable healthcare services regardless of their background or financial circumstances. The Green Chamber vowed to right the wrongs in the health system through effective legislation as enshrined in the 2014 National Health Act. Here's the report.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, made this known at a retreat for members of the House Committee on Healthcare Services in Abuja. He said the 10th House would build a strong partnership with development partners as well as effective legislation to improve primary health care. Represented by a member from Edo State, Adesua Osawuru, the Speaker observed that as long as there is collaboration, primary healthcare services can work in Nigeria.
Maybe some of the things we've been lacking is being a situation where every player has been working independently. And at the end of the day, we end up not attaining what should have been attained in terms of development. And you will all agree with me that our primary health care is not the way it should be.
The Chairman House Committee on Healthcare Services, Dennis Idahusa, said despite its undeniable importance, PHC challenges range from dilapidated infrastructure, shortages of skilled health workers, limited demand for PHC services, as well as gross underfunding. He therefore affirmed that the effective legislation plays a central role in shaping and strengthening the health system through well-tailored and contextualized laws and policies.
A gross underfunding and painfully perceived lack of absorptive capacity leading to low budget execution and return of funds.
The Director General, National Healthcare Insurance Authority, Kileti Ohiri, reiterated the mission of the NHIA, which is to ensure financial access to quality healthcare for all Nigerians. Ohiri, represented by the Director Standards and Quality Assurance, Yakubu Amadi, said it is imperative that stakeholders recognize the critical role played by both legislative arm and the healthcare agencies in transforming the healthcare landscape. According to him, bridging the gap between the legislature and the healthcare agencies is crucial for enacting robust policies that addresses the healthcare needs of the populace.
You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up ahead, we'll tell you a story of a biker who rode from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia. This and more after the break. Welcome back. If you're just joining, you're watching the news update on Trust TV. Here's a recap of some of our major stories. Appeal court clears air on Kanu judgment, cites typographical error. Military rescues 5 stolen children, arrests trafficker in Plateau. Moving on to more news now. The federal government on Wednesday asked the Supreme Court to grant an extension of time for old Naira notes to remain in circulation as a legal tender. The government also wants the court to lift its March 3rd order that the old Naira notes should remain alongside the new notes still on December 31st. In March, the Central Bank of Nigeria had said old 200 Naira, 500 Naira and 1,000 Naira banknotes would remain legal tender till December 31st, 2023. The federal government further explained that should the Supreme Court decline its request to extend the period of circulation of old notes, the country stands the risk of descending into another national economic and financial crisis as witnessed in the first quarter of the year when the Naira redesign policy was being implemented under the former Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele. As the current economic hardship across the country continues to take its toll on different sectors of the economy, women selling sugarcane as a source of livelihood in Kaduna State have been lamenting the surge in the price of the commodity. Trust TV's Bello Musa, who visited the Kaduna riverbank where the women come to buy the product, reports that although they have come to terms with the economic situation, the price increase is, however, threatening the survival of their business. Here's the report.
They defy all odds to earn a living by using local canoes as the only means of transportation to farms across the river, where they buy the sugar cane and sell in the Kaduna metropolis.
We leave home at about 5 o'clock in the morning to the farm to buy the sugar cane and return around 10 p.m. after selling the sugar cane. We are just managing to remain in the business because we have no other option. Now, we hardly make profit after selling the sugarcane because we feed our children from this business. Sugarcane has become very expensive this year. That is why we have to leave our husbands and go to the farm very early, else we will not get it to buy.
Despite the difficulties they encounter, these women were able to sustain the business during the sugarcane harvest season. However, the current economic realities are threatening the survival of their business.
We used to make more profit in the past, but now we buy 4 sticks of sugarcane at the rate of 1,000 naira. And if we don't get good sugarcane, then we will find it difficult to make profit.
Muhammad Mansour is a sugarcane farmer at the river bank where we met him. He told us some of the factors that led to the increase in the cost of sugarcane. Rising cost of living is responsible for the increase in the price of sugarcane. Moreover, the cost of fertilizer is another factor because we used to buy a bag of fertilizer at the rate of 6,000 to 7,000 naira. But now, we buy a bag at about 20,000 naira. We use machines to irrigate the sugarcane, but now we have to buy fuel at exorbitant rates. The women and other youths who also engage in buying and selling of the sugarcane across the river are appealing to the government to intervene through inputs and other incentives that will enable farmers produce and sell sugarcane at a rate the buyers will be able to sustain their businesses. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
to more stories now. Aliyu Abdullahi Obobo, who rode a bicycle from Jos, the Plateau State capital, to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for holy pilgrimage, has explained that his rationale for turning down a 200,000 Riyal offer for the bicycle in Saudi Arabia was because he would rather prefer the bicycle be kept in a Nigerian museum as a national monument. The Nasarawa State born, who made the historic journey between February 2021 to December 2022, said he was aware that the 200,000 Riyals offered him was equivalent to about 40 million naira, but that he decided to reject the offer in order to keep the bicycle and hand it over to the winner of the February 2023 Nigerian presidential election for safekeeping in the museum. Dixon Adama has more.
Interacting with newsmen, Obobo said he received many praises, admiration, and warm welcome from the people for his feat, adding that it was a function in Saudi Arabia that one Egyptian pilgrim offered to pay him 200,000 Riyal in Makarem Ajiyad Makkah Hotel for the bicycle. He pointed out that one of his fulfillments is the assurance that by preserving the bicycle in the museum, generations yet unborn will not only learn of the history, but also see the bicycle that was used to make the history.
People know me with a legend from Allah, and I lived in Nigeria 2021, February 13. I went to Saudi Arabia with this bicycle. I flew Niger, Chad, Sudan, with the Red Sea to the Saudi Arabia. And I bought this, so I went to Saudi Arabia. People that they need my bicycle that I use it right from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia. Then bought this bicycle 200,000 Riyal. I said I cannot sell it. I want to bring this bicycle back to my country, Nigeria. I'm a part of my country, Nigeria.
On why he embarked on the journey from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia with the bicycle, he said it was out of his love for the Islamic faith, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, and his desire to perform the pilgrimage in his lifetime. According to him, after realizing he may not be able to foot the bills for the trip, he had to travel using bicycle.
Every day I'm praying to God, Lord, I don't have the money to fly on air, and I have the strength to go to Saudi Arabia. And Allah told me that way. My bishop tells me that Ali, you go. I'll help you to go to Saudi Arabia. People say that Ali, you want to go to Saudi Arabia, there is winch, there is lion, there is everything. I say no. I have mind to do it, and nothing will happen to me. From my way going, I meet Boko Haram, and from there I meet lion. And the lion didn't come to me. As God showed me the sign of shouting, the way they be shouting very far on me, and nothing happened to me. And so lion, snake, elephant, different kind of wild animal, and Allah saved me on it. As I stay in Sahara, this Niger Sahara, for almost 8 days to 9 days in Sahara.
He thanked the Lagos State government officials and the Hausa community in Lagos for playing crucial roles in his homecoming, adding that upon his arrival in Lagos, he will liaise with the leaders for further activities towards depositing of the bicycle in the museum.
Well, there you have it there, Aliyu Obobo, who rode a bicycle to Saudi Arabia. Now to foreign news. Imprisoned Senegalese opposition leader Ousmane Sonko has ended the hunger strike he started mid-October. Political allies who visited him have said. Sonko, who maintains that his long-running legal battles are an attempt to block him from the 2024 presidential race, was hospitalized at the end of October after losing consciousness, according to his lawyers. Now, members of his opposition camp said he is now in excellent shape and good spirits. MP Guy Mario Sanga, in a message, said Sonko's hunger strike is over for the time being. Habib Sai, a member of Sonko's political coalition, also confirmed the end of the strike in a Facebook post. Senegal Supreme Court dealt a fresh blow to Sonko's presidential ambitions last week, sending the question of whether the opposition figure can be included in the 2024 electoral rolls to a retrial. Last month, a court in Ziguinchor, the southern city where Sonko is mayor, cancelled his removal from the electoral roll, but the state appealed the ruling. The top court did not specify a retrial date, possibly derailing Sonko's presidential bid as he faces a race against time to obtain and submit the necessary sponsorship papers. And in sport, Eimba put an end to their run against Bendel Insurance by edging out the Benin Arsenals 2-1 in a rescheduled Nigeria Premier Football League Match Day 1 contest in Aba. The NPFL title holders last defeated Monday Odigie's side in February 2008. They won the encounter 3-1 on that occasion. The hosts took the lead through Joseph Atule in the 70th minute. Ismail Seriki equalized for Bendel Insurance 5 minutes later. Powerful forward Chijioke Mbaoma fired home the winning goal for Eimba in the 80th minute. Eimba moved from 16th to 8th position on the table following the win. Finidi George's side have amassed 13 points from 8 games. Insurance remains in 6th place with 19 points. And that's it for the news update at this hour. Do well to follow us across all of our social platforms to get more on news, documentaries, and other programming. I'm Sagir Ibrahim. Thanks for watching.